Hey guys, just about to go live on Let's Talk Reef. Let everybody know where you're coming in from. Can't wait to have a great show. Hey guys, Terence here again from Neptune Systems with another episode of Let's Talk Reef. We've got Vincent at the helm here doing the producing and the directing. I don't have a computer in front of me, and I love that. It's going to be another great show today, huh, Paul?
I'm looking forward to it. Got some fun things excited, don't we?
Yeah, we do. We've got a show that's going to be pretty fun. We're going to be bringing Harry on here in a little bit, but before that, what's happened in the last 2 weeks for you?
What's been happening in the last 2 weeks? It's been a blur, I can tell you that.
End of quarter.
It's end of quarter. It always is. If you are in sales, you know exactly what that means to be end of quarter. But we are humming over here,
yep.
to put it lightly. So.
Yeah, and it's my favorite end of quarter, to be honest with you.
Mm-hmm.
Q4 is kind of fun, but I like the fact that Q2 rolls out right into the 4th of July weekend. So did you have a good 4th of July?
I had a great 4th of July. Yeah. It was, we just saw some very close family, who we've been around a little bit throughout things, which was nice. And my dog was very stressed.
Yeah.
The fireworks were...
It was a war zone this year.
It was a war zone this year. People were letting off a lot of steam, I felt.
You guys don't know, but here in the South Bay, it is a sight to see all the fireworks.
Yes.
I know back east where you have access to them, you get all the stuff, but here it's like they've been bottled up, and getting the illegal fireworks is something they just want. They start about 3 or 4 days before, and they last for 3 or 4 days after.
The process of obtaining said fireworks is all part of the journey, right? And it gets pretty crazy at Chinese New Year as well.
Yes.
But I'd say 4th is definitely a little bit more turned up. So.
Well, anyways, good holiday. Good holiday for me. Reef is going pretty good. I am losing a couple of corals, a couple to shading, and then one of them, for some reason, I don't know, my big torch, my giant green torch that I have, is just, I think it's slowed down, but about half the heads on it have
Right. Since the Control Freak Wednesday last week, I haven't had any new tissue recession. We had an interesting correlation, we had some guys, some of the guys in the office have reef tanks
different
at home.
Locations, yeah.
Different locations, but we're all on the same water source. So some of us are up in San Jose, some of us are down in Morgan Hill, but we all use South Valley water, right? And Gilroy is actually not part of that water system.
No, we're not. We're off of wells and stuff.
Yes, you are separate from that water source. And so one thing we did kind of correlate, right, is that a lot of the same corals are not doing well right now. Like Vincent's Vin and my Spainbow and his Spainbow are kind of looking the same way. Our Ciatoporas are looking the same way, which so now, now I'm starting to wonder, is there something going on in the water, might be the issue as well.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard to know. I mean, especially with the chloramines thing and whatnot, and whether or not the chloramines are, it's coming through the RODI systems. I don't know.
We got the blockers on there now, so, normally we aerate like crazy just to make sure that isn't an issue, but we got the blockers on there now, so we'll see kind of what happens there.
For sure, for sure. Well, we're still kind of bored with no events, man.
Yeah.
Every 2 weeks I come in and say how depressing it is that we don't have events.
I know. I mean, generally, right, just in terms of where we are, in terms of how things are progressing in the year right now, we just usually finish up with RAP New York, right? And we had RAP Orlando.
Right.
And then generally
usually a slow part right now.
Generally this July point is when, you get a lot of vacations happening and things like that. And I think that's kind of also what gears people up, right, for Q3 and moving into Q4. And then the best part about Q3 at the end of it, we always have MACNA.
Right.
Right. So this year it's just a little bit different.
It's going to feel weird.
Different, but
all year.
In terms of the amount of business that's happening right now, people are definitely dedicated to their reef tanks. And that is great. And we are seeing that in our support side.
There's
we are seeing
no
that,
doubt.
We are seeing that on Facebook. We are seeing that in sales, right? You guys are definitely, usually get the summer slowdown, and that's not happening this year.
Well, I mean, it's summer slowdown is not happening. You've got people with their kids home who are learning at home, I think, and they're probably like part of a STEM kind of thing. Deciding, I mean, of course, the father's like, hey, I've got a really good idea.
Yeah.
Since the kids are home,
we can make this interactive.
Make a science project, and so I think there's a bit of that going on as well. The stores are pretty busy across the country. A lot of products stocked up all around. I saw Jerry from Reef on there, and my kind of home stomping grounds, semi-home stomping grounds there in the Salt Lake area. He had a picture up on Facebook with his cabinet just got stuffed full of Neptune gear.
Yeah, he's like, you've been asking. Here it is again. And then we'll get. And it's so love how you guys are supporting our local dealers. Getting out to the stores. It means a lot. I think on behalf of all of our dealers right now. They really appreciate you guys making sure that is a destination for you and one of the places you do visit, while you are being safe.
Yeah, for sure. We got a lot of people on the live stream, Paul. We've got, the Reef automation guy. Right?
Great.
And John Halsey is on, of course. He's wondering if we do ICP. Of course, we do tons of ICP here. In fact, we ICP all of the calibration solution. There's a whole proprietary process that we go through to build that calibration solution.
Vetting a batch of calibration solution is no light matter by any means. You use multiple versions of ICP. You use independent titrations, and you use Tridents.
We got that special machine, that special titration machine that we have. All of that. Question here, it says, will you have the BRS Neptune in stock or a light again as a more affordable option? Hey, I don't know if we will or we won't. In the near future, it's certainly on the table as something that we might take on as a product later on. We don't really, chat about stuff that we're working on. But we wouldn't have done it in the first place if we didn't want to kind of see how the market would react to it and help to steer our decision on that. So
right, and so it's possible. Right, we're always looking to make sure that we're fitting our customers' needs. But per our policies, and I do want to stress this, we do not talk about unannounced product development, support, any of those things.
Yes.
Right, so all that kind of stuff is mum the word until there's something to talk about.
Adam Gall, quick answer here for him. Can you run a Trident without the main controller? No, you do need to have at least an Apex EL to run that.
So your options are an Apex EL, which retails at $500, which includes temperature and pH monitoring and 8 outlets of control, power monitored outlets of control, or you can go into the Apex, which retails at $800, temperature, pH, ORP, salinity, 8 outlets of control. You could purchase just the base unit. It would come with no probes. That retails at $400. Honestly, I think the L would probably be a better option for you.
Yeah, for sure. We got some of the regulars in here. Chris is here. He says, I'm sure the support team will be busy with the new owner of my tank. Sorry about that. So I guess he got out of his aquarium, but he's still joining us here.
Yeah, I saw that he had gotten out.
We've got some Brian Beeger has some props for the support team, saying his 832 was on the fritz, but customer service has been awesome. So Paul loves to hear that.
Great.
Thanks for the positivity coming back.
We can't hear those things often enough, guys. Thank you.
Well, there's a lot of stuff in here, Is 4 wave makers too many? Never too many.
No.
Depends on your tank, man.
Depends on the tank, right? So the question I'd have is, tell me about your tank and what type of coral you want to grow.
Yeah.
Right. And the placement is also a big part of that as well.
For sure.
If your option is just to put 2 on each side, right, and then kind of point them all at each other, I would say that's probably not going to be a good place unless you're in an 8-foot tank.
Yeah, I saw Ryan BRS today on a video trying to see whether or not he'd go bare bottom or with sand. And
I saw
using
that.
Another power head on there, and all I could think of was, yeah, man, I know you don't want the wire, but we would basically rip the hell out of that tank with a couple of waves, buddy.
Yeah, exactly. It's about momentum.
Yeah.
right? You know, there's the waves have
How
momentum.
much water you pull with the
and
the
then you
main
can
stream.
use that momentum to your benefit, right?
Yeah.
So.
All right. Well, you know, one of the things we're going to do today, the main thing we're going to do today is talk about a bunch of these accessories and stuff, Paul, that you see coming out all the time on the groups. There's more and more guys that are making it, and kind of the OG kid on the block, okay, is Harrry Singer.
Yes.
Okay. So Harrry Singer has been around for a long time. Harrry, you know, truth be told, in all transparency, you know, Harrry Singer's, here's his gear right here. You know, he has had his time of getting under the skin of support people and other people on the group and whatnot, but now Harrry has come around to building some of the coolest gear. I mean, look at some of the stuff on the screen. We're going to talk to Harrry here in a little bit on the live stream, but I'm just going to I'm going to rotate through all of this